not the fault of your circumstance. It has nothing to do with where you live, the kind of car you drive, the job you have or don't have. You can't blame missing grace in your life on anyone or anything else. But thank God, you can know grace tonight. And I've come tonight praying that someone will say to God this evening, let your grace flow into my life. Let your anointing fall on me. Let me have grace to evade the circumstances. I've nowhere else to turn, God. I'm exhausted. I need a bit of amazing grace. Just a bit. Grace rises sufficient for every occasion. Some of you were probably present. I was not. We were not. But it was shared with us that a couple of years ago, a massive storm left a deluge of rain pouring onto and down the sides of the Old Orchard Beach Tabernacle in Old Orchard, Maine. A friend of ours described the water rushing down the aisles, and he talked about how it formed a pool in the front of the auditorium. And he said to me, you know, it began to rise, the water did, ankle deep. And I like this, Commissioner Morris. He said, it began to rise ankle deep at the altar. That's the way it is with God's grace. It always rises at an altar, at the mercy seat. Fresh waters of grace run fast and clean and deep. When one brings oneself into submission humbly before God, amazing grace flows and floods the soul. Some of us might be living with fear or regret or disappointment or loss of hope. I don't know. Maybe someone might be living with sin. But there's a great old promise in Psalm 46. It's the second through the fourth verses. I like its rendering in the New Century Version. Listen, it's a message about grace, and there's no need to be afraid. So we will not be afraid, even if the earth shakes or the mountains fall in the sea. Even if the oceans roar and foam, or the mountains shake at the raging sea. Listen to this next promise of grace from the first portion of the next line. I like this. You can tell it. Here it is. There is a river that brings joy. And you know what it's called? Amazing grace. We've got to sing it. I want to sing like with